The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversations and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now, here's your hosts Frank Allan and Brian Camp.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are once again. It's Thursday. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast. It's 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Friday morning at 1 a.m. in London. It's Friday morning at 3 a.m. in Israel. And Friday morning at 9 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Talk Back Live. This is a show where we come each Thursday at this time. We bring you conversation. We get everybody involved in the show. We're coming to you live from New York City. That's where we originate, but we don't stop there because we go all over the world because the show is global. So anywhere around the world, you can go and check us out. If you have a family overseas or someplace in a different parts of the United States or in a different city somewhere far from you, they can check out the show as well. All you have to do is just inform them that this show is on the air. And of course, we can tell you how to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching us on Facebook, you're watching us on YouTube, therefore, you can pass on the word, because if you're new to the show, this is what we got going. All right. For all of you who are new, we got those two elements for you, Facebook and YouTube. And what you ought to do, ladies and gentlemen, is cut and paste the platform, either platform that you're watching us on right now. I don't care which one it is. But the people from Facebook, they call it tagging. So they cut and paste the platform, which is called the link. And you pass it along to your friends. You could email them or whatever you want to do. You could do it right now live while they're on the air. Or if they're online, they can check it out. If they see it's coming from you, all they have to do is click onto it and brings them right to us. We're so glad to have you aboard with us. And for those of you who've been around with us for a long time, of course, I tell you this each week. I always thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you who've been with us from the beginning of this show, and it's been a while, we thank you so much for being here and you're being so loyal to us. We thank you so much. Now, all of you new people too, you're just as important as the people who have been around with us all of these years. And what we want you to do, again, tell your friends and family about us. And when they see that information coming from you, they'll just click onto it and it brings them right here. We've got a lot of things to talk about today. Brian Camp, who is my co-host, we've got him coming along later on. He's going to bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. There's a lot of things going on in sports. If you're a baseball guy or a baseball woman, we're going to be talking about that. Whatever your team is, we hope that they're in good condition wherever they are. Not all of them, because everyone can't reach the first place mark. Okay, but we'll talk more about that. Now, later on in the program, also, I have this thing that we called This Day in History. Now, something happened on this day in history, and this is a history-making day. This is May 14th, and something happened May 14th, many, many years ago. Well, we have the list of all of those things, and we're going to be reciting that for you, too. And before the show is over, we're going to do what we normally do as well. We bring you our movies. Now, I always go into the Turner Classic Vault movie and pick out the best movies that I can find, the classic movies that I think that you will enjoy. And, of course, we pass it along to you. We're going to talk about all of that later. So that's coming up, ladies and gentlemen, in just a few. But right now, my co-host live from Charlotte, North Carolina, Brian Camp, is with us. And as I said, he's going to bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports. Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday to you and to everybody else out there listening, wherever you may be around the globe. I'm coming live from Charlotte, North Carolina, where presently is 65 degrees, still sunny. The sun didn't go down yet, but it's still sunny out here. And we're just here enjoying this here weather. Wasn't that hot today? Wasn't that cold, but it was the high was 74 degrees. So we was happy to have that kind of weather.
Well, let me give you some updates on what we have here in New York. I told you for the past couple of weeks, the temperature's been like in a yo-yo effect, and it still is in a way. Today, we were supposed to get cloudy skies all day, which we did, but every once in a while, the sun had a way of breaking through the clouds and shining on us, and we were like in the mid 60-degree mark. But we're looking for a warm up along the way when the weekend comes around. So I'm looking forward to that. I
Oh,
checked out the weather, so we're going to see what happens. I don't know
great.
how long that's going to last, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what
Okay,
happens. Yeah,
great,
that's.
great.
But anyway, it is May, and first of all, we want to wish all of you, just in case we didn't do it, you weren't here last week. We want to wish all of you mothers a happy belated Mother's Day. I hope that you had a chance to do something with your mom, and maybe take her out to dinner or do something. And what about you, Brian? What did you do?
We didn't do nothing on Mother's Day, but we didn't really do much at all for the weekend because my wife had to work, but gave her some nice flowers,
Yeah,
made dinner, and
yeah,
she was happy with that.
yeah.
You
I,
know.
I called her. I called her. I called her to wish her happy Mother's
Well,
Day, and she
she
told me
told
that.
me, yeah. Well, she always tell me when you call and everything. That
Yeah,
really brightens up her day. And said,
yeah.
your brother called. I said, okay, okay, well
Uh,
that's good. It's nothing new, but yeah. So I'm
and when
I'm
she
glad that you
and,
did
and when she told me she had to work, I said, "Boo!"
something. Yep.
Oh
Yep.
boy. But anyway, I hope the rest of everybody who is watching right now had a great Mother's Day, and we move along. And just in about a couple of weeks, we're going to have a long holiday weekend because Memorial Day is coming around too. Is that Memorial Day, right? Yeah, Memorial Day.
Next a week from Monday. That's
A week from
10,
Monday.
10 days away from now.
That's
So
right. And
yeah.
then we got all the holidays coming along. We got, well, I don't want to mention the one because I don't want to piss you off right now, but we got another one in July.
Yeah. Well,
And
yeah.
then we got other things coming up, and hopefully, this summertime weather will kick in for us. This way, we could go out and do outdoor things. That's the most important thing. But anyway, it is May, and all throughout the month, starting with we have a Jewish American Heritage Month. That's what we're celebrating right now, and we'll be celebrating like right all month long. We'll be telling you all about that each month. We hope that you're having a good one, and if you like to say something about that. Maybe you want to tell us about maybe activities that you may be having in your community. We're open to that. We want to celebrate with you. Also, we want to celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander month. All right. Now, some people like they split them up, but I put the both together because you want to celebrate them all. Some people in the actual Asian community just say Asian Heritage Month, and then some people say Pacific Island. I want to put them all together because it's one. Everybody celebrates. So we're celebrating all of that. It's National Blood Education Pressure Month too. Make sure you take care of that. Maybe you go to your doctor, he check your blood pressure for you, and you can do that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And you could do that at home as well. You can get yourself what do they call it? Is the blood pressure machines, right? Do you know, Brian, the blood pressure, when you take the blood pressure, the ones I like, the old fashioned blood pressure machines.
That's with the pump, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I like those. They are more accurate. I
they're
hate
more
the
accurate.
machines that they give us where you got to press the button
Yeah,
and it's never accurate. It's
it's
never
never
accurate.
accurate.
Nope.
Right. Every time I go to my doctor, my blood pressure is high. And I said, wait a minute, that can't be.
Hmm.
So then he uses the old fashioned one. That's the little one with it looks like one of those, that old fashioned one with the numbers. It look like one of those little machines where you take the hammer, hit it down, and the bell goes up. The little machine goes up and hits the bell.
Right.
Anyway, that's the accurate one.
Yeah.
And every time he uses that, my blood pressure is perfect.
Yeah.
You know,
Same
so
with
and I
mine.
don't
Yep.
even I mean the one that I have here at home, I don't even like that. But this is what they're making. They're thinking they're making progress with this, and it's nothing like sticking with old school.
I
Nothing
agree.
like
I
nothing
agree.
like. Anyway, check your blood pressure. Make sure it's on the norm, and that's 98.6, I believe. 98.6, right?
Right.
That's the norm. 98.6. That's the
Mhm.
normal blood pressure. If you're a little higher, if it's not
Well,
that
that's the
much higher,
temperature. Don't you mean like the upper number and the lower number?
well. Oh, that's right. The temperature. That's right. That's the
Right.
temperature. Right. Yeah.
Temperature is supposed to be
I
98
get that.
point. Yeah.
I get that mixed up. I get
Yeah.
that. That is the temperature, 90.6. But blood pressure is supposed to be what's the norm of the blood pressure?
120 over 80. That's
That's the
what the
norm.
doctors want you to have is
Okay.
120 over 80.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's the norm. Now, some doctors tell me that it should be in the 70s and not the 80s. You don't know who to believe.
Yeah. Well they don't want that lower number to be beyond 80,
Yeah.
85, which is in some cases for a lot of people, which is decent, but
Yeah.
the perfect one is supposed to be 120 over 80, maybe
Mhm.
79, 78, but that's what they want.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, and those of you who are taking medication, you may want to stay on that and do that. When you get a certain age, you will be going on medication. If you're young now, you're 21 years old, and you're free from all of that. If you get old enough, you'll probably have to do that. So it doesn't mean that you're sick or anything. It means you just want to maintain uh, the best blood pressure that you could have. The
Yeah.
best. It doesn't have to
Now I did have my physical today, not
be.
today, but Wednesday I had my physical, and
Mhm.
I get I'm scheduled to have a colon test coming up. It's that time of the year, every 4 years or so, 5 years. So I'm coming up. I had my prostate check.
Mhm.
He said, as long as there's no blood in your prostate or anything like that, you're
Mhm.
fine. But they always want to be. It's always good to go to your doctor regardless, because as you know, as we get older, things start happening. So
Yeah.
I I put in my blood test, so I'm going to check it to see what if it's on the portal to see if it's registered, and
Mhm.
I took a EKG with the
Mhm.
heart and everything. As you know, I had a heart procedure back in June, last June, so everything is still running, functioning well. I
Mhm.
go exercising Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in a facility that's connected to the operation that I had. So I go there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you just even though you don't want to go, I really there are days I just don't want to go, but I go. I force myself to go because you don't want to have bad habits of not going. So I
Yeah,
go.
that's normal. That's normal. No one wants to go to a doctor. I don't want to go to a doctor. I never want to go to a doctor. And I think that's normal for everyone. People just don't like going to doctors. That's normal.
Right.
But you have to do it.
You
And
have to do.
speaking of the colon test, did you know that the last one I took, they said, okay, that's good. Everything is good. You look good. Everything is fine. Now you don't have to come back anymore. I said, what do you mean you don't have to come back anymore? He says, because you're a certain age now, we don't need you back here anymore. And when I went to my doctor, I told him about that. But see what that is, that's an alternative. So
Mhm.
I'm going to take the right alternative and I'm going to keep going. Keep
Yeah.
going. I'm not gonna go just because he said, oh, we don't need you anymore. You don't need that. Anyway, so much for that. That's taking care of your health. And speaking of health, it's also National Dental Care Month. I'm going to take care of the pearly whites. I'll be going there at the end of the month for cleaning. Everything is okay in that department. I just want to just have
Mhm.
my every 6 months. That's the semi-annual cleaning. And
Yes.
so I got that coming up. That's coming up as a matter of fact, it's the day after Memorial Day. I have to go back.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, we've got National Military Appreciation Month. Now, all of my friends and I have family that were in the military. We appreciate you. We always appreciate the men who wear uniform, the men and the women who wear uniforms to serve this country, and they're still serving it. I see them each time I see a soldier on the beat wherever they are stationed to work their tour, I always give them a smile or say hello and thank you for your service. Well, I want them all to be appreciated.
Exactly.
So, so this is the month we had. You had two sons that were in the you not have but have two sons that were in the military.
I have one, just one.
Uh-huh.
One that's had a couple of tours.
Hmm.
Um, he had some experiences, and he was telling me about one experience that when they are in the service and they got to go to these foreign countries, especially Muslim countries. He
Hmm.
said, "You'd be surprised. Don't be fooled. They are really family oriented. They believe in closeness of being family." He said, "I
Hmm.
love this country. I love America, but sometimes America doesn't seem like they're united when it comes to families and everything. But the
Hmm.
people overseas they believe in family."
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
so that's his experience.
Well, there you go. And again, I salute all of the soldiers in the military, whether you're Army, Navy, Marine, or
Air Force.
Air Force. It doesn't matter. You serve this country with distinction, and we really appreciate that. Michael Pennington, the British Star Wars actor and theater actor, has died. Pennington's rep confirmed the news to BBC on Monday. The actor, best known for his appearance as Death Star Commander Moff Gerard in the 1983's Star Wars Return of the Jedi has over 70 films and television credits to his name, including the 2011 uh, biographical drama The Iron Lady, as British politician Michael Foot opposite Meryl Streep. He was 82. Jennifer Harman, an actress celebrated for her work in productions such as One Life to Live, and How to Survive a Marriage, has passed away. Her family has confirmed the news of her passing. Jennifer Harman was best known for portraying the character Kathy in the popular TV series One Life to Live, and she was the fifth actress to take on this role. She played the part from 1976 to 1978, and performance for uh, uh, which she received a nomination for Emmy Daytime a nomination. And prior to this, she appeared in a leading role in the NBC series How to Survive a Marriage during the 1974 and 75 season. She was 82. Let's go over to sports. Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update.
Yes, interesting week. We had a lot of stuff that was going on. We lost some people in sports. We had some exciting games, but let's start with the NFL. The NFL schedule starts today. They're going to release the schedule for there's going to pop for is going to be starting tonight. They're going to release the schedule. They some started today, and for the second time. The regular season will start on a Wednesday. The Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks will open the season September 9th against a not a team that was named yet, believe it or not. That will come at a later date. But whenever the Super Bowl champion um becomes champions in the Super Bowl, they always are the first team to start the season off, the following season off. But the opponent has not been named yet. The season is starting midweek to accommodate the first regular season game in Melbourne, Australia. Now, the Los Angeles Rams will play the San Francisco 49ers on Thursday, September 10th at 8:35 Eastern for the US audience. Now, Melbourne is 14 hours ahead of New York and 17 hours ahead of Los Angeles and San Francisco, meaning the game will kick off at 10:35 a.m. local time the next day in Australia. Australia is a continent, so that's why it's a big gap in hours. Now the NFL will play a record 9 international games in 2026 across 4 continents and 7 countries. The last time the NFL season started on a Wednesday was in 2012 to accommodate then President Barack Obama's speech at the Democratic National Convention the following day. So there you have it. In the NBA, the Memphis Grizzlies forward Brandon Clark has died. The team has said his agency and the NBA said on Tuesday he was 29 years old. Neither the Grizzly nor Clark's agents or Priority Sports provided any details about his death. He was battling drugs at one time, but we're not saying that he died from drugs. We don't know. Now, the Los Angeles Police Department sources confirmed at ABC News that Clark was found dead from a possible drug overdose on Monday in a home located in Los Angeles, San Fernando Valley. Narcotics were found at the scene, and there was no evidence of foul play, sources told ABC News. The Los Angeles Medical Examiner website currently lists Clark's cause of death as deferred, pending additional investigation on its website. So we cannot say that this is what he died from. Clark's body was also declared ready for release, according to the medical examiner website. Sad news in the NBA also again. Jason Collins, the NBA first open gay player who served as a global ambassador for the sport for the past decade, has died of brain cancer. His family said Tuesday he was only 47 years old. He had a twin brother named Gerard Collins. He also played in college with him in the University of Stanford and a small stint in the NBA. Collins told the ESPN in November that he had been diagnosed stage 4 brain cancer, one of the deadliest forms of brain cancer. He traveled to Singapore this past winter to receive experimental treatments not yet authorized in the United States. Those treatments were effective enough for him to return home, attend the NBA All-Star Weekend events in Los Angeles, and go to a game at his alma mater in Stanford. Collins retired in 2014 after a 13-year career that included stops with the New Jersey Nets, Memphis Grizzlies, the Minnesota Timberwolves, Atlanta Hawks, Boston Celtics, the Washington Wizards, and returned to the Nets after they moved to Brooklyn. He announced that he was gay, and in 2013, Sports Illustrated cover story becoming the first publicly gay athlete to play in any of the 4 main North American sports leagues. Now, there's another player. I don't know if he was the first. I don't know. That's a mistake. But Michael Sam, I believe that's his name, NFL football player, and he's still alive, was the first open gay athlete. He played in the NFL. This day in sports, May 14, Walter Johnson ends Major League a Major League Baseball record scoreless streak at 56. 1918, Sunday baseball is made legal in Washington, D.C. 1920, New York Giants informed the New York that the New York Baseball Giants. This is my favorite story. The New York Baseball Giants informed the New York Yankees that the lease allowing them to play at the Polo Grounds will not be renewed at the end of the 1920 season. That means you got to get out because that's our home field. So they would not release the lease, would not allow them to come back. But then the Yankees had Yankee Stadium, so there goes that. But we had to kick them out. There's a story behind that too. New York Yankees Mickey Mantle hits a career home run 500 off of Baltimore Stu Miller. 1972, Willie Mays, I saw this game too, hits his first game as a New York Met. Homers beat his home team, the San Francisco Giants, 5-4 at Shea Stadium. Mays did hit a home run. I watched that game. I remember when he got traded. It was a sad day as a Giant fan. 1986, Reggie Jackson hit his 537th home run, passing Mickey Mantle. 1989, Kirby Puckett, first player to hit six doubles across two consecutive games. 1994, Dave Winfield passes Frank Robinson for 12th on the RBI list with 1,617. 1917, excuse me, 1997, Baseball Executive Council suspends George Steinbrenner for suing other team owners. Yeah, this is when George used to butt in and was illegally doing things that he wasn't supposed to be doing as an owner. Birthdays on this day, 1937. Dick Howser, Major League Baseball shortstop, manager for the New York Yankees, manager, was born in Miami, Florida. 1942. Tony Perez, Major League Baseball Hall of Famer, third baseman, manager for the Cincinnati Reds, two-time World Series champion, was born in Ciego de Avila, Cuba. 1947, Dick Tidrow, Major League Baseball pitcher and executive for the San Francisco Giants and New York Yankees, was born in San Francisco, California. 1977, Roy Halladay, Major League Hall of Famer pitcher, eight-time All-Star, 2003 Cy Young Award winner, was born in Denver, Colorado. 1983, Frank Gore, NFL running back, five times Pro Bowler and Hall of Fame famer, was born in Miami, Florida. And happy birthday, 1989, to Ron Gronkowski, known as the Gronk, NFL tight end, four-time Super Bowl champion with the Patriots and the Buccaneers, was born in Amherst, New York. Now, as Frank Allen said, that there is we're celebrating Jewish Heritage Month. So I had to do some research, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, entertainment, so many Jewish people that made an impact in this world. Well, I'm going to start with baseball. I did skip a story, but I'm going to go back to the story very quick. The Royals and the White Sox game at Wright Field was delayed for a brief time Wednesday because a fan fell into the Kansas City bullpen in right field with Royals shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. at the plate at the time. Uh, they didn't say whether or not he okay. I'm pretty sure he's still alive. Both managers was summoned from their respective dugouts for an explanation. But as of right now, he is okay. But back to the Jewish heritage, again, we have great Jewish people who made an impact in this world, whether it's sports or entertainment. I'm going to give you a couple of names, but the person that I'm going to talk about in a moment is Sandy Koufax. Sandy Koufax. But here's some names that I want to throw at you. Determination, the greatest Jewish celebrity, um, is subjected as top contenders, vary by industry, spanning from icons like Albert Einstein in science and actors such as Natalie Portman, Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, and Scarlett Johansson in film. The other notable figures include Drake, the singer, Barbara Streisand, excellent singer. In fact, that was the first person that came to mind, but I'm glad I was going to put her down. And Gaff Gadot, top Jewish celebrities, characters, category, films in person. Like I said, Harrison Ford and Paul Newman, Timothy Chalamet, Mike Douglas, Kirk Douglas. Then you got comedy in the entertainment world like Adam Sandler, Jerry Steinfeld, Billy Crystal, who always does a great impression of Muhammad Ali, and Larry David. Music, like I said, you got Barbra Streisand, you got Drake, Bob Dylan. Historical culture, like I said, Albert Einstein. But I want to talk about Sandy Koufax. Major League Baseball, his was something to be reckoned with. He was a great athlete. Career was cut short. Sandy Koufax was awarded a basketball scholarship to the University of Cincinnati in 1953. Now his plans included a career in architecture. He was an architect. Instead, Koufax made a living on baseball diamond, becoming one of the most dominating left-handed handers of all time. Was born on December 30th, 1935, in Brooklyn, New York. Koufax impressed a scout who saw him throw for his college baseball team in 1954. He signed a contract with the Brooklyn Dodgers that contained a bonus which required at the time of Koufax to report to the major league team for 2 years. With a limited baseball background, Koufax struggled with control at first, but used his raw talent to begin regularly throwing for the Dodgers in 1958 when the team moved to LA. In 1959, Koufax struck out 18 Giants. Yeah, he struck out 18 of my New York, San Francisco Giants. And set a major league record for strikeouts in 2 games with 31. In 1963, Koufax led the league in wins with 25 and an earned run average of 1.88 in shutouts with 11 and strikeouts with 306. He won both the Cy Young Award and the Most Valuable Player Award that season. The six-time All-Star would go in to win 2 more Cy Young Awards in 1965 and 1966, finishing second MVP voting and leading the league in both wins, both in seasons. Won 5 straight National League ERA titles from 1962 to 1966. Man, did he dominate baseball? He dominated. And led the Dodgers to a pennant in 1963, 65, and in 1966, winning the World Series in 63 and in 65. But here's the story about Koufax. On October 6, 1965, the LA Dodgers ace, Sandy Koufax, that's who we're talking about, famously declined to pitch game 1 of the World Series against the Minnesota Twins because it fell on Yom Kippur. It's a Jewish holiday. Not only is it a Jewish holiday, it's a very huge, big holiday for the Jewish community. The holiest day of Judaism. His decision to prioritize faith over the championship stage made him a lasting symbol of Jewish pride and pinstripe. The conflict in Game 1 of the 1965 World Series, fell on the Day of Atonement, a day that Koufax honored. The stance, despite the pressure of the series, Koufax stated, "There are no dispensation for this particular day. I wouldn't feel right about it." The reaction, while some view it as a major controversy at that time, his action garnered immense respect and made him a role model within the American Jewish community. The replacement for him on that day was none other than Don Drysdale, who pitched game 1 in his place and struggled, prompting the famous line to manager Walter Austin, "I bet you wish I was Jewish too." He said, We salute Sandy Koufax. And that's sports, and that's entertainment for our Jewish brothers and sisters.
Okay, that's great. That was in commemoration of our brothers and sisters in the Jewish community because they're celebrating Jewish Heritage Jewish Heritage Month. And I want to add one to that list because he happens to be my idol when I was growing up as a kid and becoming a radio disc jockey. Allan Freed was another one. Yeah. So I just wanted to throw that in right there. The Yankees. Oh my God. I'm not gonna get crazy about it. They're back in second place, and But they've been playing. They just got finished playing the Orioles, who's I think they're like in what, fourth place, something like that, somewhere in there. I'm not sure. Can't remember. Uh, but that's water under the bridge. Friday. Friday starts the Subway Series
Oh,
between the New York Yankees and the New York Mets.
there you go.
Now, I understand the Yankees, they got to lose a little bit, you got to win a little bit, but here's the deal. If the Yankees don't sweep the Mets, they don't have to sweep the Mets. If they don't sweep the Mets, then they can't go any further, any lower than 2 out of 3. If they don't have to sweep, they have to at least win 2 out of 3. Otherwise, I'm going to be one pissed off son of a gun. They got to win 2 out of 3. The Mets, we're talking about the New York Mets here. The basement, well, I don't want to go there because there are a lot of Met fans out there, and I pray for them. I pray for the Mets that they do something. But if the Yankees don't win at least 2 games, I don't know what to say. Anyway,
You got
let's
to
go to
understand
quiet.
the baseball season is a marathon. Okay, I mean we're still coming up. We're only mid-May. You still got the rest of May. You got a full month in June. You got a full month of July with the All-Star game. You got a full month in August. And you got a full month in September. You got
Mm,
4 full months left. The baseball season is a marathon.
yeah,
I take these standings seriously during the
yeah,
All-Star break.
okay,
That's when you want to start paying attention then.
yeah, yeah.
Midway point.
All right, but still, it's the Subway Series. This is a big event, and the Yankees don't piss me off. Don't if you don't want to, if you can't sweep them, at least get 2 games. Because if the Mets sweep you or get 2 games, I'm coming back to get you guys. That's it. That's all I can tell you. Okay, Brian, I'm going to go back in time on this day in history because on this day in history, back in 1787, delegates gathered in Philadelphia to draw up a constitution of the United States. On this day in history, 1927, Ain't She Sweet? That was done by Ben Burney, hits #1 on the singles chart. On this day in history, in 1938, The Adventures of Robin Hood, starring Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland, premieres. On this day in history, in 1948, WBEN, which is now WIVB, is Channel 4 in Buffalo, New York, a CBS station. It begins broadcasting on that day. On this day in history, 1949, U.S. President Harry Truman signs a bill establishing a rocket test range at Cape Canaveral. On this day in history, 1951, the Ernie Kovacs show. Ernie Kovacs is another Jewish brother. Ernie Kovacs, television, you don't remember him. That goes back a long way before your time, Brian. But this is back in 1951. The Ernie Kovacs show, a television variety program, debuts on NBC TV. On this day in history, 1970, NYC local newspaper, Our Town, begins broadcasting. Back in 1971, the 24th Emmy Awards go to All in the Family, Carol O'Connor and Gene Stapleton. They all were winners. In 1979, Kids Are All Right, a rockumentary, that's a rockumentary as opposed to rockumentary film featuring The Who. That's the group The Who, premieres at the Cannes Film Festival. In 1986, Netherlands Institution for War Documentation publishes the Anne Frank's complete diary. Back in 1987, Little Shop of Horrors is released in Germany. On this day in history, 1936, singer Bobby Darin, who did Mac the Knife, Splish Splash, Beyond the Sea. Well, he was born in the Bronx. He died in 1973. In 1936, singer Charlie Gracie, who did Butterfly, Fabulous. You don't remember these songs, Brian. It's before your time. He was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He died in 2022. Actress Kate Blanchett was born on this day in 1969. And he was born in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. And he's 57 years old today. In 1983, actress Amber Tamblyn. Last name sounds familiar, Brian? Amber Tamblyn was born in Santa Monica, California. She's the daughter of Russ Tamblyn, who played Riff on West Side Story.
Oh, okay. And Rick has a daughter. Russ
Yep.
has a daughter who's an actress as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
43. 43 she is today. I remember when she was a baby. In 1996, actor Antonio Banderas weds actress Melanie Griffith in London. In 2005, actor Jason Priestley weds makeup artist Naomi Lode in the Bahamas. In 2011, country singer Blake Shelton weds singer Miranda Lambert in Boren, Texas. Actress Rita Hayworth died on this day in 1987 at the age of 68 years old from Alzheimer's disease. She was born October 17th, 1918 in New York City. Frank Sinatra died on this day in 1998 at 82. He was born December 12th in 1915 from Hoboken, New Jersey. He was. Actor Robert Stack he died on this day in 2003 at the age of 84. Cause
Elliot
of death.
Ness.
Yep, Elliot Ness, The Untouchables, the original. That's a TV series. And he died from heart failure. He was born on January 13th, 1919 in Los Angeles, California. My favorite blues singer, B.B. King, died on this day in 2015 at 89 years old. He was born September 16th, 1925, and he was born in Berkeley, Mississippi. I beg to differ for that. I think it was Indianola, Mississippi, but I'll check it out, make sure. 2017, actor Powers Booth dies at 68. 2019, comedian actor Tim Conway dies at 85. And that's what's happening on this day in history. If you happen to know anything that's happening on this day in history that you know off the top of your head and you would like to relay it to us, we would love to hear it. Just type it right in there. We'll see it and we'll bring it out there orally. And then people who are out there watching, they'll see it anyway. Anyway, those of you who want to get in touch with us, you want to get in touch with me, Brian, you want to talk sports, you want to talk issues, politics, or anything at all, have we said anything that you want to rebuttal? We're open. We've got open ears. And both of us has 2 ears. Brian has 2, I have 2, and they both work. They both work. Contact us. You can email us or you can call us. The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. Prod is Prod. That's short for productions. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Please, if you have more than 3 devices, or maybe you have 100 devices, right? You don't have to use all 100 devices, but put this information in your electronic devices, which means that would be your computer, laptop, desktop, telephone, or either your tablet. One of those. Put them in all of them. This way, if one is not available, you have something to go back on. Okay? And please, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can contact us at any time. So if you have any issues, it doesn't have to be anything specific. It can be anything at all. And maybe just because, if you just want to contact us to say hi, that's okay too. We read them, we see them, and we listen to them. Okay, the address again is Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Okay, weekend is coming up, and you guys do a lot of things. Maybe you want to check out some movies. Well, I'm going to add my 2 cents to all of that. Now, I go into the Turner Classic Vault each week and pick out my picks for the week for your weekend. And so this week, I have 4 of them. I have 4 of them. So let's get started right now. This one is called The Glass Bottom Boat. That goes back to 1966, starring Doris Day, Arthur Godfrey, and John McGiver. And that's Turner Classic Movies. You can see that on Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. It's a comedy. Rod Taylor is in it too. They just didn't have it down there. I just happen to know that. That's the movie. I love it. It's a comedy. It's a little music. And then you have To Sir with Love, the original one from 1967. They did three of them. I think they did three of them, right? They
I
did
don't know. I just don't. I just know the one about with Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, well, Sidney Port. No, they did two. They did the one. They did a second one too, and Sidney Poitier was in both of them. But this is the original. This is the one. I don't like remakes. This is the original of 1967. Sidney Poitier. Turner Classic Movies at Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and you can check out that as well. Now go back to 1956. Planet of the Forbidden Planet. I was going to say Planet of the Apes. Forbidden Planet with Walter Pidgeon, Anne Francis, and Leslie Nielsen. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Of course, that's early, but if you want to DVR it and watch it later, you can do that too. They're all available to do that. And if you like musicals, here's another one. 1958. And this is called South Pacific, starring Rosario Brazzi, Mitzi Gaynor, and John Kerr. 1958, Turner Classic Movies. That's at 5:15 p.m. Eastern. One of my favorite songs in that movie is called Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary is the one I love. Ain't that too damn bad? Okay, so there you have all of those. Those are the four that I have this week. And of course, if you want to go to Turner Classic Movies and check out others that may be available that I haven't mentioned, only because these are my picks of the week. You can put them on your bucket list as well. And of course, if you still have your cable, you can go there and check out other free movies, pay-per-view movies, children movies, documentaries, sporting events. It's all right there. Okay, so enjoy it while you may, because Brian always say cable is not going to be around for a while. In a while, it's going to be gone. I don't know about that. I don't know where he gets that information, but we'll see. So let me repeat those movies once again. We have the Glass Bottom Boat, Doris Day, Arthur Godfrey, and John McGivern. That's Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. To Sir with Love from 1967, the original one, the first one, Sidney Poitier. Turner Classic Movies at Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Forbidden Planet with Walter Pidgeon, Anne Francis, and Leslie Nielsen. That's Turner Classic Movies Sunday at 6:30 a.m. Eastern. And South Pacific with Rosario Brazzi, Mitzi Gaynor, and John Kerr. That's Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 5:15 p.m. Eastern. I hope you get a chance to check it out. Rex Reed, a film critic and journalist whose sharp tongue, his sharp tongue writings appeared in the New York Daily News. He had died Tuesday in his home in Manhattan. Reed's longtime friend confirmed his death in a statement to the New York Times. The writer's publisher, Sean Katz, added that Reed had a brief struggle with an unspecified illness before he died, and his cause of death was not disclosed. He was 87. Do you remember Rex Reed, Brian?
I remember Rex Reed. Yeah, he played in what was that movie he played in? He played in like a Disney character type of movie.
Yeah, I didn't mention it, but yes, he was an actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And 87. See, these guys live long lives. I should live so long. Hopefully, I got my fingers crossed. I'm waiting on it. So there you go. Hey, Brian, I am going to do an imitation for you. I want to see if you can guess who it is. It's not a verbal imitation. This is a how would I put it? An expression. That's a good word for it, expression. Okay. So you ready? Here's my imitation. You ready?
Ready.
You didn't get it?
No. Oh, yes. It's that dude that reside at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C. But he's somewhere in China right now.
Yeah, but just the other day he did it. He slept again. In a meeting, he slept again. And yes, he is in China, but he's wide awake because he's making deals. I don't know what he's going. And the whole thing about it, his son went with him. What is the son going there for?
You know, let me say this. First of all, hello to Mary, who's out there watching. Hope all is well with you, Mary. Here's a man, the president of this great country called the United States of America. I just don't get him. I'm trying my best. First of all, I accept him for who he is, and he is who he is, and that's not saying much. But it's something that's not right with him. It's just something that's not right with him. Why is he sleeping? Sleeping what? Why?
Because he's staying up all night tweeting his enemies, sitting on the golden throne, tweeting his enemies. That's what he's doing. That's why he's up. He doesn't sleep at night. He's up. He sleeps during the day while he's in meetings, sleeping during the time on sleeping at the wheel when this country is in dire straits, possibly. And he's sleeping at the wheel, but he's up all night tweeting uh, people who don't even give a damn about what they treat him because they're fast asleep. The whole wide world is fast asleep, and he's tweeting his enemies. That's
But you
why.
know what? Tweeting, I don't know if they're really enemies of his. They may be enemies to the United States of America, but why is he breaking bread with China? Why is he breaking bread with Putin? Here it is. I don't know if I mentioned this last week. He let me see, let me get this right, because I saw this on the news. I think it was Russia, has gave or sold 3,000 Tomahawk torpedoes to Iran. Russia. To help Iran in the war. But yet, him and Putin is like this. I don't trust China. China is a powerhouse too now. Something is not right. There are deals that's being made under the table, and America is blind. They do not see what's happening.
I saw that when I saw Eric Trump come off the Air Force One. When I saw him come off that plane, I guess I would assume that's his wife or his girlfriend. I don't know who these guys are married or they're running around with. But he came off of that plane, and I said to myself, something's gone wrong in China. Something smells in China because why would he follow his father to China? Unless, of course, he's going to make some kind of deal. He's out there making deals. Now, when Biden, remember with the Hunter Biden thing, and when Biden was, I think, took a trip to China or something like that. And I think his son went with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they made a big deal out of it, but
They
they're not
sure
making a
did.
big deal out of this.
They sure did.
They're not making a big deal out of this. And I hear what he says. When he says, America first, which I'm kind of like finding that hard to believe anymore, that he believes that America is first. And I'll tell you why. Because a reporter asked him just the other day, just before he boarded to go to China, he asked the question, and I quote, this is a quote, to what extent are Americans' financial situation motivating you to make a deal? And he answers, Not even a little bit. I don't think about Americans' financial situations. I don't think about nobody. That's what he said. Now here's a guy. This comes from the guy that's supposed to be running the country, thinking about finances, thinking about how this country is going to survive, thinking about how the people are going to eat, people who are losing their jobs. This is what we have in the office right now. This is who we have in the office right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say to all of you MAGA people who may be listening out there,
Mm-hmm.
all right, listen to me very carefully. This is the guy you put in office. You just heard what I read, right? You heard what I read.
Mm-hmm.
Should I read it again, Brian?
Read it again.
Okay. This is the question, Maggers. This is a question from the reporter. To what extent are the American financial situations motivating you to make a deal? Answer. From your Lord and Savior, this is the answer he gave. Not even a little bit. I don't think about American financial situations.
There you
And
have
then
it.
back that up by saying, I don't think about nobody.
There you go.
All right?
There you go.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. And if you don't believe me, you can go on YouTube because the video is right there.
At some point, the turning point is going to come at the midterm of what's going to happen with these Trump supporters. Obviously, they're in denial. Obviously, they don't care. Obviously, they still will support him. But at some point, where the people who are taking a hit from gas lines, the supermarkets, the Dow Jones, the oil, everything that you could imagine. How is that going to change you? How is that going to affect you along the way, knowing that he doesn't care about you? I've been saying this for a long time. He doesn't care about you. I truly believe this, and I heard this a couple months ago, maybe some weeks ago. Donald J. Trump is trying to make money for himself as president of the United States because he knows that if he doesn't get to a third term, because that's what he's really trying to get. He's trying to get to a third term, and people are being blind. He's trying to make as much money as he can when I say just to make his pockets more heavier.
It's obvious. It's obvious. I just read it. It's obvious. And I charge the MAGA Republicans to do this. I charge them. Now that you know everything that we said here, everything that was said in the news, you read it in the papers, in the magazines, everything that you know about that you're denying, I want you to listen to this. Everything that you heard, they won't do it, but I would like them to come out and say, hey, you know something? This is bad news. I voted for this guy 3 times. I know I screwed up, guys. I know I screwed up. I'm an idiot. You don't have to say you're an idiot. You're not an idiot. But I messed up. I voted for this guy 3 times, and still I didn't get what I was supposed to get out of this president. 3 times. I would love them to come out and say that. I would love them to come out and say that.
You know,
what was that?
What about the promises that he has made to the American people?
That's what I'm saying. He made these promises and he didn't keep them, and they're still wondering, oh, well, it's going to take a little time. It takes a little time. It takes a little time. He already did 4 years, and now he's on his second year now? He's on his second year now?
This fall will be his second year. Yeah.
And he's not doing a damn thing. I would love the MAGA Republican to say, I screwed up. I screwed up.
They won't say it.
They won't say it. I would love them to say that. I wonder if someone would come out and say that. I know some people in Las Vegas. Las Vegas, by the way, and the whole state of Nevada is a purple state. but I would love the people that I know personally in Las Vegas who voted for this clown. I wonder what you're thinking now.
Mm.
I wonder what you're thinking now. And for all of you in the midterms, you better get out there and vote because this is the last. This is the last damn time. Brian,
Because what he's trying to do, he's trying to extend himself to get a third term. That's what he's trying to do.
film at 11. What's your schedule for tomorrow?
Looks good tomorrow. Looks
Good.
good tomorrow. So I'll probably be with you for the whole entire hour.
Okay, I look forward to that. And of course, I look forward to the rest of you guys out there as well to be back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for more of the coffee hour. It's the coffee hour. And Brian Camp will be here with sports. I will be here. You will be here, hopefully. And then meet us back here. Meet us back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more of Talk Back Live. Brian Camp with sports. He's also my co-host as well. And we'll be along. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a great day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant good night.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with Frank Allan and Brian Camp. The producers are Al Dale and Katina Camp. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.